Hello, Woods Cross High. I would call you Wildcats, but I was in two of the High School Musical movies, and so that's kind of triggering for me. My name is Josh Curtis, or Major Curtis at my current school, and I'm a mostly stage actor now, which I also do as a hobby and outlet. But I have in the past been a film actor, a director, and a former member of Actors Equity, having been in one touring Broadway show and another one in New York. I say that merely to give background, showing I do know a little bit about what I speak, and I also can add how lucky you are to have one of my personal favorite actors and directors teaching you, Liz Christensen. You see, my thespian friends, theater is a rough industry, a rough hobby, and a rough career. And I can think of no other career where you have, in essence, a new job interview every couple months, and where you could be the best candidate with the most experience and the best resume and still not land the job, often for things that are outside your control. When we make the choice to cross the proscenium arch, we also open ourselves to the judgment, the statistically likely rejection, and the disappointment or heartache that, well, makes Simon Cowell look kind. And yet we do this over and over again because it becomes our outlets, our therapy, our social networks, sometimes our careers, and a thing that inspires not only others, but also ourselves. And that brings me to rejection. Nobody, not even Idina Menzel, or as John Travolta called her, Adele Dazeem, gets every part they audition for. I have not gotten roles far more than I have. And even more staggering would be how often I didn't get the role I thought I wanted or was hoping for. I once auditioned for your very teacher with a specific role in mind, and she did not cast me in it. However, the role she did cast me in, which was one I did not see myself in going into auditions, became one of the greatest theater experiences I've ever had. Within the past year, I've been lucky enough to perform in 5 shows, and I'm on the production team of one that has callbacks on Saturday. But I also had a show I wanted to be in where I wasn't even called back. I had another show I was called back for that I didn't get a role in. What I didn't do, however, was give up. With the last one, I auditioned for another 2 shows the very next week and got cast in one of them, which became an amazing and fun experience. Although I was yet again not cast in the role I thought or wanted. And therein lies the key word, experience. We all have to gain it, have it, show it, and experience it. And nobody gets to be in the spotlight all the time, except perhaps Ryan Reynolds. I don't think anywhere other than perhaps funerals will you find as many trite, overused, and sometimes disingenuous platitudes as you will in theater. My personal least favorite, there are no small parts, only small actors. I hate that one because let's be honest, there are small parts. I once had 2 lines of dialogue in a pretty popular television show. Was I as important as the lead? No. However, was I important? Yes. That specific episode wouldn't have been the same without dying drug kid. And though someone else could have played that part, that statement goes towards the leads. Someone else could play all these parts. But in this show, at this time, in this production, you are the one playing it. Over the door of a building that sits close to Stirling Castle in southern Scotland hangs a curious stone designed by John Allen, a 19th century architect known for his odd designs and including inscriptions in his work. At the top of this particular piece, Allen carved a quote that is often mistakenly attributed to Shakespeare. "Whate'er thou art, act well thy part." If a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets even as Michelangelo paints or Beethoven composes music or Shakespeare writes poetry. If you are called upon to be dancer number 7, or chorus boy number 5, or even silent snowman, which is an actual part I played once, you should play that part as fully, as professionally, and as skillfully, so that all the hosts of heaven and earth will pause to say, here lived a silent snowman, a chorus boy, or a background dancer who did their job well, who played their part well. And so, dear Woods Cross Wildcats, I encourage you to keep playing your parts, and not just those on stage, well. If this production isn't the one for you, find one that is. If that part isn't the one you expected, make it your own and prepare for the next time. Imagine if we all gave up riding a bike because we weren't successful the first time, or even the 50th time. Or if we quit riding bikes anytime we fell, had a mess up, or a bump, whate'er thou art, act well thy part, and enjoy the acting. I salute and applaud you. Now take care of my dear friend and your amazing director. I'm going to go find my next snowman.